Well, hello everyone. It's exciting to be live again on Facebook. And if you're tuning in by mistake, it's not a mistake. Today we are going to be talking about the silence of Christians and the consequences that we've paid because of it. No longer can we remain silent. I'm going to bring you information today on Facebook that you probably won't hear anywhere else. And I just want you to know that this is a ministry of prayer. And I have called our ministry for 40 days fasting and praying for themselves and for America at the set time, the appointed time that God has called us in His season to fast and pray. Last week on Facebook, I held up my calendar. We started August 21st, and we will go through Yom Kippur, which is September the 30th. And with the help of some of my partners and friends, we now confirm that we have each day covered with one or two people, and other people are calling us. So if you want to set yourself in a position to be protected by God, this is what you do, and this is how you do it, because the battle that we're in is spiritual. I have a commenter, and I'm going to go to Corey now. So
Facebook sort of had like a little glitch. So just for the YouTube's been on. So for the people who are just now joining us on Facebook, give them a little recap.
Okay, we're gonna recap our Facebook because of some technical problems. YouTube viewers, which we're also live on Insight USA on YouTube, we'll just review what I just said, because today I'm dealing with the silence and the consequences of what happens when Christians remain silent. We are in dire straits in our nation. Last week on our Facebook Live, I explained to you that I was calling a fast, a 40-day fast, beginning on the day of the eclipse, August 21st, through September 30th, which is Yom Kippur. And this is the season that God has called us to fast and repent, because Rosh Hashanah is right around the corner, and we prepare to receive the blessings of God. We don't repent and we don't self-examine because we're mean or that God hates us, but because He loves us, and that we renew our commitment to being in tune with Him. Well, we got our 40 days covered by one or more people. Our team in Lubbock, Judith, Domingo, and Mark, worked on covering our 40 days. And we have, we're not just asking people to fast 40 days and throwing it out to the wind. The difference in our ministry and a lot of ministries is that we confirm what we're doing as far as action is concerned. Our Facebook is literally a call to action briefing. That's what we named it from the onset of being able to go live once a week to keep you informed and to keep you motivated to know when to call on God and what to say, who the battle's with, and where the battle is, so we can win the spiritual battle over our nation. And that's what we're doing. So today, if you would like to say, Faye, I will fast one meal or one day or a week, you can comment and let us know. Just give me your name and your state and the day, and we will add you to our calendar, because this is how you win spiritual battles. You do things God's way. I've learned this over the years. If I get caught up in myself, I've had it. If I get caught up in fear of that what's taking place in this ministry has to do with a fleshly battle or something that is in the natural, I've lost it. We must stay on assignment for God, and He's called everybody to fasting and praying, not just a few people in the church that carries the church spiritually. And they also have the backlashes, because it's backlashes when you take on the demons and devils. I want to just send my condolences to Texas, Houston, and the surrounding areas that have had so much trauma. I've prayed for you. Our ministry has prayed. I called 8 people this week, this Monday, just to pray for you and to ask God to give you strength, to bring back, give you safety. And I just want you to know America is coming together for you. I actually saw that, what was happening. The Lord was showing me. I had prayed for Him to show us the real America, not the people that we're being portrayed as by the lying liberals and by the mobs, the rent mobs, by Democrats and rhino Republicans who literally are doing nothing that's in the best interest of the people. Because it's in the best interest of the people, we have got so many people we've elected to office that literally are becoming a threat to our national security, but they don't care. They think we've got the power. The Republicans can submit the authority and the power to the Democrats, vote with the Democrats, and act like we didn't have an election where 29 million women voted for President Trump, and that we have a different lifestyle. We have different priorities than Hillary Clinton and the movement of nasty women. But we do, and our voices are going to be heard. So today, I wanted to just share what's on the front burner that you really need to know. One of the things that's really disturbing me, and our Face Facts, I'm working on it now. If you do not get our Face Facts, it's a weekly prayer bulletin that I write and first-class mail to intercessors who ask for it and who also become partners with me in this ministry to keep us and keep our voice out there and keep Christians informed. So you can see it on our website, insightUSA.us, or you can email us. You can just say, Faye, I would love to have, I'd like to be on your mailing list by calling 407-265-0700 and press 2. Janie will get back with you and would love to send you a complimentary copy and would love to have you as our partner and prayer warrior with one of the strongest patriotic prayer networks in this country. But what is really bothering me now, and I've been sharing this with you since we started our live Facebook a few weeks ago, are the mobs that are being organized, and they have become jihadists. And I warned you of this, and blood is headed for our streets. What happened in Charlottesville, Virginia is a disgrace, but our president had nothing whatsoever to do with it. It was deliberate. It was a deliberate plan of their governor not to send law enforcement, knowing what was coming. The mayor refused to send law enforcement, knowing what was coming. The police stood back, and literally a lady that did not have to die had nothing to do with Donald Trump. But what we're doing is we are now under a tremendous attack of character assassination. Well, it's not stopping with the president. I have to read this. Hold on a second. We would like, thank you, Corey. What I'd like for you to do is know that your comments matter on our live production. And I am so grateful for a media team that God has given me to put this ministry on the map. And we are in our studios. Every week I come here, they prepare a first-class Facebook Live. So if you have a comment, please, we'll stop. We'll take your comment. Last week, a lady needed to know what to do about a child that was addicted, and she couldn't get any help. And God just used this little time to show her how to win the victory of the devil's attack on her child. So make a comment. Say, tell me your name and your state when you comment. We have a comment now. We're going to go to it.
A lady named
shared the video to all of her friends that we're live right now. So she should.
There you go. Everybody that's watching us now, send it to your friends and say, you need to go Faye USA. I mean, that's it. Facebook / and they will. We can double, triple, quadruple, because you need to hear what I'm getting ready to say. I'm giving you answers of how we're going to come out from under the bondage of the lying liberal lawyers, the lying liberal mobs, the lying liberal Democrats, and the lying liberal Republicans. We are bipartisan in what we're getting ready to do. They are not going to be paid by the taxpayer to bring our nation to its communist knees. We will not. And what I'm going to share with you today is going to give you guidelines of what to do and how to do it, that we don't have to come under submission. Number one, God gave me 3 words that our president is dealing with and that Christians are dealing with. This crowd does not want to silence President Trump. He's a multi-billionaire. He could walk out today, go back, buy himself a ship, and he and his family, he's not under bondage to the office that he holds. But Christians are who they are after. Silencing our voice is the purpose for the attack and the assassination of our president's character, the way they're doing it with absolutely no evidence. And God showed me 3 words that President Trump is dealing with. He's dealing with bullying, the liberal radicals, Saul Alinsky radicals, and avowed communists. It's bribery, that people around him are being bribed to make sure that they pull him down and remove him from office. And then blackmail. And what the Republicans in Congress are doing, they're figuring out, since they've been on a break for 5 weeks, how many of us get a 5-week vacation right after we've had a 2-week vacation for a 1-day holiday? They have a different world they live in, and it's full pay. They get paid whether they work or don't work, show up, and after 6 years, these congressmen get a full pension, full pay for life, and insurance. They gave it to themselves because we withdrew. We just said it doesn't matter. We're gonna, Christians have nothing to do with nothing. And we bought the lies. This week's Faye's Facts is depicting those lies, and you need to get it. You can just give us a comment now, or like I said, go to our phone, 407-265-0700. Press 2 and say, I'd like to have the Faye's Facts, and it's dated 8/29/17. So you want to know exactly what they're doing to bring us to communist knees, and we're not going there. Who do we really need to worry about? The Attorney General. I've been warning you about the Attorney General for months. Let me tell you his phone number. It's Attorney General Jeff Sessions, and his number is in the book that I've asked all of you to get. It's a congressional directory that gives phone numbers, addresses, emails of all the administration, all of the congressmen, senators, and the committees they serve on, which you need to know how to read this book, and you need to identify those that are governing our nation and taking it down a $20 trillion debt. One of the ways that they're going to bully President Bush, or blackmail President Bush, is not to pass any of his bills, to give him a victory in the agenda that 69 million of us voted for him to do. Who do you think is leading the charge? In my opinion, it's Jeff Sessions. Our Justice Department is no different now than when the Obama liberal lawyers who declared war on Christians and seniors were in it. Sessions has replaced not one liberal lawyer. He's even kept the lying liberal deputy attorney general who appointed Robert Mueller as a special counsel, gave him $100 million to try to find something that would allow him justification to indict our president. Jeff Sessions is saying nothing about the mobs. They are jihadists being trained, many of them on our college campuses, and to silence anyone who does not agree with them. That is an Islamic radical war, my friends. Where is the Attorney General? His phone number. I just didn't have time to call it this morning, but I'm going to as soon as I'm done with you. 202-514-2001. Let me show you something else the Attorney General totally ignoring. He wanted a job so bad that he recused himself from an attack on President Trump, accusing him of being influenced by Russia or influencing Russia. No evidence, nothing. But Sessions, instead of saying, I was just doing my job, he recused himself to get his job. And then, last week it was reported, with Hillary Clinton. He recused himself. And yesterday, the FBI denied a FOIA report on Hillary Clinton's emails and what she did as Secretary of State, which was illegal, and said that it was private information, so they privatized all of Hillary Clinton's behavior. And they will not give out the information, even though it's been subpoenaed by Congress. A congressman said this morning that the Justice Department and FBI is no different under President Trump. Why? Because Jeff Sessions threw our president under the bus. And he has allowed the accusations to take root. Well, what we need to do as believers, we've got to know how to let these people know that we elected to office thinking that they were telling us the truth about Obamacare, taking over the health care of our nation, taking over it. They knew they weren't going to abolish Obamacare, but we cannot allow them to silence us with the mobs that are now taken to the street, and blood will be on our streets. I had a journalist call me 2 weeks ago and asked me about our ministry. We talked for an hour. She said, well, Faye, I don't see any hate in you. I said, well, there's no hate in me. I said, Lord, I love God and I love people. She said, well, you're on a hate list of the Southern Poverty Law Center. I said, how did I get there? I said, would you mind calling them up and asking them what evidence they have? This journalist was afraid that I was going to bring a Charlottesville to Orlando. Can you imagine? It blew my mind. And then a couple of days later, one of my friends in Miami emailed me and said, Faye, Channel 10 News just announced that you are on the Southern Poverty Center's hate list. There's 40 people, and you're one of them. The 40 people that were on there were large ministries, all Christian ministries, except for the Ku Klux Klan, white supremacists, and violent organizations. And we were depicted as the same. I was stunned. I'm still stunned. Where is Jeff Sessions? I have in this week's Face Facts the hate, people who spew hate. I also have their pictures, and you'll have to get it to see them and see that they are not on anybody's hate list, and they're organizing mobs. I just want to prove a point. It's the Christians that are right now under attack. I got an email from one of my friends this morning that I hadn't seen this. And with all that is going on in Texas, with the love that the people in this nation are showing the victims of an act of God. Man could not make it rain, and man could not stop the rain. But this nation has stepped up to the plate. And these are the true Americans. Do you know where the uncivil rights leaders were Saturday, led by Al Sharpton, including liberal Jews, including Black Lives Matter, including radical Muslims? They were marching in the streets of Washington, D.C. to remove President Trump because of his actions concerning Charlottesville, Virginia. No actions. But none of them were concerned that Houston, Texas was underwater and people's lives were having to be saved, and boats coming, organizations coming, volunteers coming from all over America. But Reverend Sharpton wasn't there. Neither was there an imam that showed up. Not one mosque was shown driving trucks in to bring aid to the victims of this storm. Where are they? And we sure didn't see the mobs there. My friends, there is a move in this country to take us out. One of them, George Soros funded groups fueled Joel Osteen's church. A lie. He funded organizations that's in this report, that's also in this week's Phase Facts, to create a lie. Mega church Pastor Joel Osteen was taking considerably heat Monday evening for allegedly not open its 16,000 capacity in Houston church to flooding victims. It's all lies. The names of the organizations are in this report. The other headline is Trump just busted 6 Republicans taking terrorist cash. The pictures are here and the story is here. The articles are here. And guess who those 6 people taking terrorist cash has been confirmed? Jeb Bush. Let me look at their names. These are the pictures. Jeb Bush, Kasich, Ohio, Lindsey Graham, John McCain, Paul Ryan. And it proves that the reason they're trying to undermine our president is because they've been paid to do so. What we have to do, we've got to bring the slush funds to front and center stage. These politicians have become multimillionaires. How did they do it? These mobs are violent, threatening, black mask. Are they coming to the streets for Orlando? Let me tell you, their goal is to bring blood to our streets. Are we going to sit back and let them do it? Please email your friends and say you need to watch Faye USA on Facebook. You need to go to the YouTube where this streams for another week. YouTube, Insight USA. And you can go to our website, which in just a few days is going to be totally upgraded. You don't want to miss it. But most of all, you need to make a donation to help me do what we're doing. I'm going to have to set up a legal trust fund because I'm going to have to take ABC Channel 10 News and I'm going to sue them for lying. I'm going to take CNN for putting my name up and put the fear in our newspapers that I would bring a Charlottesville to Orlando based on an organization that has listed Christians filled with hate that they have never contacted, they know nothing about. But the ones that are pressing in the hate, they are not listed. I need for you to know that we want to hear from you. If you want to make a comment now, I would love for you to do it. I thank you for being here. Tell your friends. We cannot have 6 Republicans taking terrorist cash, and it tells where they got it, tied to Hillary Clinton. It's amazing, the proof that's here. And they want to keep Obamacare. Do you think it's any of their business what we say to our doctors? And what our doctors, right now I'm under the care of 5 doctors. And I'm under their care. I've been under their care since February. They're specialists. They are the best. They've literally restored my life through open heart surgery and a diagnosis that, Faye, we're not sure you'll make it through surgery. We're not sure. I want to tell you, we've got the best medical people in the world. They've already set up a computer that now, if you go to a primary care doctor, your visits, your medical visits are going to be data mined. That the liberals in Washington will know what you said with your primary care doctor before you get home. These congressmen know that. Do you think they care? But to assassinate our character, we cannot stand for it anymore. Whenever Franklin Graham was on Fox and Friends, Monday morning when the storm hits so savagely, they asked him, what can we do to help you in Samaritan's Purse? They meant, where could people bring financial support or donate clothes or whatever? However, his answer back was, pray. These people are suffering. They are dying. The animals are dying. Only God can save Houston. And I'm saying with you today, please contact me and say, Faye, I'm going to be a part. Next week, I'll be launching our Virtuous Woman campaign. I'm going to take Hillary Clinton's bullying. I'm going to take her bribing. And I'm going to take her blackmailing on. And I'm going to take it on nationwide. And we have the foundation in our ministry of prayer to get the truth out. But America is not what they're depicting us to be. And I just want you to look at who's not in Houston. And I want you to look at their priorities and what's going on our campuses and universities. And ask yourself, where is the Attorney General? He needs to hear from us. They've tried to make President Trump powerless. They've accused him, if you hurt Jeff Sessions, then you're trying to get out of Russia connections. There are no Russia connections. We're not going to let them make him powerless. I gave you his phone number, 202. I'll give it to you again so you can call. And believe me, he works for you. Don't be afraid. But he has not changed the Justice Department, the FBI, the CIA, the same lying liberal lawyers that Obama put there are still there because it's Jeff Sessions' responsibility. Yet the $100 million go into Robert Mueller and all of his lying liberal lawyers, Democrat donors, Sessions has just not said a thing. He hasn't said a thing about the Obama mobs that are being organized. 230 offices across this nation. They're training jihadists up as a nonprofit organization, organizing for action. Where is Sessions? Where was Sessions? In Charlottesville. They knew who was coming. They knew what was coming. My friends, we must not remain silent. Sessions number is 202. Let me find it. 202-514-2001. Call him up and ask him, who are these mobs at Berkeley, dressed in black masks? They look just like, this is the way ISIS began, just with a few people. And then they added to it and added to it and added to it. Where's the money coming from? Who's paying for all these buses? My friends, we cannot remain silent. And I got to go. I have more, but you've got enough to know. Get in touch with me. Tell your friends. Watch. We'll be emailing you next week when we'll be live, but it's posted. Posted on YouTube, Insight USA, and also it's posted Facebook/Faye USA. Call my office, 407-265-0700, press 2 if you want to get involved with us.